Any questions for me?
Yes.
Yes.
So you're saying that a man cannot connect with a surrogate, a stepfather.
A man or woman.
Okay, so what about adoption? Are you anti-adoption?
No, I'm for adoption.
Okay, so you're contradicting yourself.
Right. It sounds like it, right?
Yeah.
You want to put your money on it?
I want to know how
Yeah.
you reconcile yourself
Because
with
even
that.
with adoption, you know how unhappy the kids are when they get older. They start wanting and longing for their natural parents, especially their natural father. So what I recommend in adoption, that the parents be right, have faith, and be righteous, right? Be good parents, and let the kids know we're not your real parents, so that when they start yearning for their parents, they don't feel that the adoptive parents are holding them back or trying. They won't be afraid to let them know, I want my real parent. They will help them out in that way. But adoptive parent would, it doesn't matter how much education, money, where they live, how nice, because there's some nice people out there trying to do the right thing, but the soul would never identify with their adoptive parents. Our soul long for the Father, our natural Father, who would lead us back to God, men and women. They may be happy physically, but inwardly they are unhappy, because the soul would never identify with an adoptive parent or a step parent or anything like that. That's why the kids are acting out. When they get older, they're looking for love. They're looking for the love of a father, men and women, boys and girls. What do you think about that?
Again, I'm wondering why you don't pray. I'm wondering why people are taking your word. I just don't understand this.
What do you mean I don't pray?
Why you're not praying with the people that are attending here.
Would you pray with these people? Look at them.
I would. Actually, I would, yes.
They all need prayer. Nah. What do you mean pray with them?
Well, this is foreign to me. I'm a Christian. I'm a church attender. And I hold church in the work that I do.
Right.
So I understand this a little bit.
Right.
But I always am mindful to involve God. I don't lead people to me. I lead them to their Creator.
And
so
how do you do that?
Through prayer.
No. Well,
I'll tell you how. No, you're asking me, and I'm telling you how I do it.
I open up by telling them that no man or woman, no one be their leader. I don't want to preach to them. I want to point them back to God, because if they listen to me, they're going to do just what they've been doing with all the other so-called teachers, right? And they still won't be free men and women. And so we don't do all that church prayer and stuff, because they go to God for themselves and pray. I wish them all well, and that's prayer. And I'm here to point them back to God. That's
I don't
prayer.
hear you pointing to God. I hear you telling people to separate. I hear you telling a very young man who's at a very impressionable age that his father, the man who raised him, you are his father.
He's not his father. Why are
I'm
you crying
sorry.
about that? What he just said, he was a stepfather.
It's concerning to me. It's very concerning to me, and I know that I'm going to pay for this. I'm going to pay for this.
No, you're going to pay dearly.
I know my son.
My followers are going to get you. Get them, followers. No, but in all honesty, I totally know what you mean.
It hurts me. It hurts me to see what's happening here.
But real reality, is that his father?
Pardon?
In reality, realistically, is that his father?
What makes a father?
A man that get with a woman and make a baby. And that's the one that steps in.
I think he's been a father to that young man, and I think that young man adores him, and I believe that that man over there loves his stepmother. And I have had surrogate parents. My parents were a mess. And I have had people that have taught me to love and taught me to forgive.
No one can teach you that.
They are more apparent to me than I ever had.
No one can teach you to love.
You're right. It has to come from God.
It only comes from God.
I agree.
And secondly, the reality is that's not his father. He's going to grow up unhappy. He got an angry mother. He got a stepfather who provides materially, it sounds like, and physically, but that's doing nothing for the soul at all. And as he get older, he's not going to want anything to do with this man. He's going to appreciate him, but this man will not be able to tell him what to do. He's going to go out there and be looking for some girls or somebody to make him happy. He won't be happy. But if he can love his natural father, he'll be fine. Because when he loves his natural father, then God will love him, and he'll be fine. And when he forgives his mother and father, he'll be fine. But the stepfather can't stop that.
I agree with the forgiveness.
Yeah.
I forgave my
Why you
parents, and forgiving them set me free. And
Yeah.
I've been waiting for my son
Did you go
to
to them and
forgive,
forgave them?
and he says he has.
Did you? Yeah, he told me he has to. Did you go to your father, mother, and forgave them?
I did.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
I don't think that forgiveness requires words, but
Oh, you didn't
I
give
did
them
use the
words?
words. Oh, yes, I did.
you told your mother why you resented her.
No, I don't think that that's forgiving. I think that forgiving is forgiving in your heart and
But
in
if
your
you don't
soul.
tell her what she did, how would she know?
She knows.
But why do you say, you know what, you're a controlling person, you imposed on my life, you ran my father away, and I resented you for that. I realize now you can't help it, I'm sorry for it. Why do you tell her that way?
I didn't feel the need
Why not?
because love covers a multitude of sins.
That's just
Love.
a saying,
No, it's
but you don't have love.
it's a saying that comes from the scripture that I absolutely
I know, but it doesn't
adore.
come from the scripture, it comes from the heart.
It came from my heart.
And you don't have love,
I don't have love.
right? Because
I
if
have
you,
God inside of me. I have love.
no.
Yes, I do.
If you did, your son will resent you.
I'm not responsible for what my son
Yes, you
thinks or feels as an adult. No, I'm not.
Is it his fault?
It's Satan's fault. And
And Satan was working through you. You're right, it is Satan's fault, but he was working through you to destroy your son. What do you think about that?
I think that's a cruel statement to say to somebody that you don't know.
That Satan is working through you? You don't believe Satan worked through people?
I absolutely do.
But did God make you cause your son to resent you, or did
I
Satan make you?
believe that as a younger person, I made many mistakes. When I came to know God in my heart, not in my head, not even my heart. I agree with you about the gut, by the way. I absolutely agree with that. And there's many things that I agree with.
But what caused your son to resent you if it wasn't Satan in you working through you to make him resent you?
I take responsibility for what I did or did not do.
What caused you to do the
Satan.
things that you did?
Satan,
So Satan was working through you, right?
then,
Satan
yes.
was working through you.
Then, yes.
Satan was working through you to make you cause
Satan
your son
cannot
to.
work through me now.
Satan was working through you to make your son resent you, right?
Yes,
So it wasn't you, but it was Satan that made a home in you, right?
yes.
So how am I cruel for saying that?
Because you're setting my son up to hold me responsible, and he's an adult.
But you, but
It's
you
time
were,
for him to take responsibility.
No, when he was a kid, you were responsible.
Agreed.
Now he's getting older, he's coming older and he's forgiving you. That's why he's growing up now, because he's forgiving you for what you did to him. And he know now you couldn't help yourself. You understand that? But it was your fault. And that's why as adults, it's our fault, our responsibility to overcome by forgiving, so we don't do that to our children and to other people. But it was your fault that you screwed them up.
I agree.
It was Satan in you that made you do it.
I agree, and I've taken responsibility for that
By doing what?
by not only apologizing, but changing and amending my entire life
You apologize to your son?
at many times.
You said, I'm sorry for screwing up your life?
I listed the things that I did.
Well, that's
Yes,
good. That's what you're supposed to do.
absolutely, face to face.
But do you still believe that it's cruel to say Satan made you do it?
I think it's cruel to sit up on a stage.
You want me to stand? No, I'm kidding.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah, I
about.
do. I'm just
I
playing.
think it's cruel.
Sit up on the stage and do what?
I think it's cruel to put people on the hot seat. I don't think there's God in that. I don't think there's God in telling a young man that his stepfather, he should leave him. I don't see God in that. And
So you believe that it's better for him to suffer and start acting out later, or to find out now that he shouldn't stand between the boy and his mother?
I think that both can happen. But I'm a woman, so I have no idea what the male experience is.
It's the same as a
I have
woman.
no idea. But I do believe that that young man, I don't mean to talk about you like you're not here. I do believe that that young man can maintain a relationship with his stepfather till the day he dies.
Are you of God now?
Yes, I am.
And why do you think you are? Then we got it in. I'm so
Because-
sorry. Why do you think you're of God now?
Because I'm absolutely devoted in every way. My heart, my mind, my soul.
Devoted in what
my
way?
Strength.
How are you devoted?
A number of ways.
Tell me. I can't count.
I'm surrendered.
To what?
God.
How's that?
I've asked him into my heart. I look for ways that my ego is edging God out, and I address that. And I
Oh man!
I am Jesus'
I wish I had
disciple.
come to you earlier. I had no idea.
I'm not.
Let me just say this to you. I think you mean well.
And I think
let me
you
ask,
mean
did
well.
you forgive his father too? You stopped hating his father?
I stopped hating his father and encouraged a relationship with his father from the time he was a baby.
Did you tell his father, I'm sorry that I was hating you?
I absolutely did. Yes,
Let me
I
tell
did.
you this right now. You're not of God.
Wow.
You know about him. You read about him. You talk about him. You teach about him. You got all the right words, but you're not born again yet of God.
And
You went through the motions.
and
I'm sure you went down to the front
and who are
and
you?
accepted
What
Jesus.
qualifies you to say that to me?
I can see that you're so emotional, and children of God are not emotional.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. 100% true. 100% true.
Then why did God give me tears? Why did God give me a clitoris if I'm not supposed
What's
to
a
enjoy
clitoris?
if I'm not supposed to enjoy sex with a married in a covenant relationship with God,
That's so amazing.
overseeing.
Well,
I've
only
never
reason you-
heard so much.
The only reason sex is to make
ridiculousness.
is sex other than to make babies.
It's for pleasure as well.
Why do you need pleasure as a
Why would
daughter of
God
God?
give us? Why would He give us pleasure?
He didn't give that to you.
Oh, okay. Anatomically, my pleasure button came from Satan.
Your
Ejaculation came from Satan.
Don't get too gross. I can hear James now. Ugh, that's gross. Yes, that is from Satan. As a matter of fact, a woman that does that is becoming a man. It's not natural for women to do that. A woman that does that become a man. No, come back for a minute. And so you only want pleasure because you have fallen away from God.
Celibate for many, many years.
But you don't-
really very
Let her have the mic back right here.
holy.
And then this young lady. Wow. Where's Jeremiah? He left. I'm
No,
listen.
I'm not.
I want you to be on mic because I want you to respond to me and other people
Do
get
what
here.
you want.
Let me tell you this.
I don't want to talk to you.
You don't want to talk to me?
No, I do not.
You mad at me?
I don't. You are a very frightening human being.
Frightening?
Yes.
The truth scares you?
No, it doesn't.
Do you understand that if you had perfect peace, you wouldn't be seeking pleasure?
I'm not seeking pleasure.
You said that it's all about that clitoris thing.
No, I did not.
You said, why should you be having pleasure?
Why would God give me?
God didn't give you that. He didn't give you pleasure. Satan gave you pleasure. God gave you the clitoris thing to have a baby with. But Satan gave you the pleasure with it. That's why God let man fall away, because man was satisfied. He had perfect peace with God, right?
Getting your information.
Read Genesis.
I have.
No, read it over after today. So you love me?
Yes.
You mad at me?
I don't like you.
Ooh.
There's a difference.
Why you don't like me?
I think that you have way more power
So you think the whole world is a cult. You hear those women saying, "It's my body, it's my choice." That's a cult. You hear black people say, "We people," that's a cult. You hear everybody chanting white supremacy, that's a cult. The whole world is a cult. So am I right, Intergala, you won't be dancing with me at the reception? So I don't need to walk over and ask, "Let's dance." You're not gonna dance with me?
I'm not there right now.
I'm gonna be at the wedding, you know. Did you tell her I'm gonna be at the wedding?
This moment with you, right here, right now.
Did you tell her I'm gonna be at the wedding?
Now we all know.
How you feeling right now, seeing your mother go through this trauma?
Indifferent.
Your wife is nervous. She's holding on to you like she's about to. Did she squeeze your blood? She started blood from flowing? Yeah. Why are you so nervous about it?
Well, I am a little nervous because Josh has come a long way to forgive his mother. And even though she has her own idea and mindset, I just would love if she could just realize that this is the first time that he's really forgiving you for real. And he really has no anger. And it's because of this cult.
There's no bad cult did that.
Yeah.
I don't know about the culture. I feel indifferent.
I'm joking about the cult.
Yeah.
I feel
We're not a
impartial.
cult. You're just playing, folks. But you can say it in the word prayer. Yeah. But go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, I feel indifferent and impartial, and I recognize the difference in my interior. This would have terrified me years ago, or even maybe months ago.
And why would it have terrified you before?
The fear of the consequences, that it's going to cause disharmony and break the peace, but that's appeasement.
Yeah.
And no, I'm totally comfortable
Okay.
with whatever outcome is to be will be.
Yeah.
That doesn't even bother me.
So you need to shake your arms so the blood flow can come back.